We're going on an adventure. It's Christmas Eve and we've just got off a plane. We're about to embark on an epic road trip from Sydney to Tamworth. So, let's go get our rental car. My original idea for this trip was to take our car over on the Spirit of Tasmania to Melbourne and then have this epic multi-night road trip all the way up to Tamworth, stopping at interesting places and making a real adventure of it. But we had a deadline. Linda wanted to be in Tamworth for Christmas Eve. But we still wanted to make it like a mini road trip adventure. Good thinking. So we're here to spend Christmas with Linda's family who live around the Tamworth area. We haven't seen them in about 5 years. We went and saw them just before our last cruise, if you remember. So it should be a really good time. We're going to stop for some adventures along the way, make it a real event. We're going in the tunnel. Woo! Horseman statue there, some historic figure, I'm not sure who.
Okay.
So, we're good. We think we might have made a mistaken lane choice, but that just means it's going to take us on the Harbour Bridge, which we're pretty excited about because that's more fun than the tunnel. Nice and easy. But yeah, look at that up ahead of us. That is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So we come off the bridge, 1.2 kilometres, we turn left onto Warringah Freeway. Hello, Harbour Bridge.
I'm gonna climb that thing.
The Sydney Harbour Bridge was opened in 1932. It was the widest long-span bridge in the world until the Port Mann Bridge was constructed in Vancouver in 2012. One of the biggest icons of this country. This is a 5-hour journey. That kind of travel time is just unthinkable to us Tasmanians. Alright, well, we're on the Pacific Freeway now. We're kind of in the outer skirts of Sydney, starting to look a little bushy, and we're going to be heading out into the country. A lot of the freeway is actually in tunnels now under the ground, just to help bypass through residential areas. So there's a big centre coming up. It's a petrol station and food and all that kind of stuff. They've actually got one on both sides of the road for the two different directions. That's going to be our first stop.
I've never been so happy to see a fast food restaurant in my life.
We were awake at 4 a.m. We've had some Pringles and a couple of cheese and pickies on the plane, but this will be our first meal. So they've got all sorts of stuff here. Got Hungry Jacks. We're not sure what a Porto is and Oliver's, but we're going to figure it all out.
Does anybody else hate it when the speed limit changes and you don't see a sign and everybody else has gone fast? Or is it just me?
Alright, so we've stopped at a little town called Kurri Kurri, which I'd never heard of before, but it boasts the Big Kookaburra. Let's go check it out. So the Big Kookaburra stands at about 5 metres tall. It was a gift to the town of Kurri Kurri from Hydro Aluminium to celebrate the 40th anniversary of their smelter in 2009. This kookaburra was created by sculptor Chris Fussell. There are 60 kookaburra murals in this town.
golden sunlight.
This sculpture is dedicated to the pit horses that were indispensable in hauling coal from the Greta coal seam mine. See, everyone takes the freeway when they're going from Sydney to Tamworth, and it's a very efficient way to get there. But you miss out on some of these things if you just keep going. I mean, who stops at Kurri Kurri? Who even knew that this place was here? And it's really cool. This is the kind of thing that we want to do on this trip, to see the places that other people just don't bother with.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a crazy love, moving through me like a wildfire. Like a wildfire.
So I guess we're not technically on the freeway anymore because we've entered a town, and this is Singleton. So we're just driving straight through it.
Never the same. Never you calling my name, I'm taking my sweet time. Hey.
Welcome to Muswellbrook, our next stop. There's a dog statue! You'll find Muswellbrook in the Upper Hunter region of New South Wales, bordering the New England region. It's developed a bit of a reputation for the production of gourmet food and wine. Hunter Bell cheese is made by hand from the milk of the local Swiss brown cows. The Regional Arts Centre can be found in the historic School of Arts building, dating from 1871. You'll find a 4.5 kilometre Muswellbrook Heritage Walk, which takes you to the 40 historical points of interest, such as the 1869 railway station and St Albans Church, designed by English architect Gilbert Scott. We didn't have time today to do the whole walk, but you can grab a map from the Visitor Information Centre.
Whilst Adam's down taking footage of this Regional Arts Centre, Harry and I sit in the car. It is 36 degrees. We're used to it being freezing cold. So, yep, we're getting tired. It's been a long day, but we'll get there eventually.
Muswellbrook was the location of the RAAF No. 5 Inland Aircraft Fuel Depot during World War II. I'm getting absolutely attacked by flies. There's just millions of them. We have flies in Tasmania, of course, just nowhere near this kind of quantity or this aggressiveness. So, Scone is known as the horse capital of Australia. The town is famous for the breeding of thoroughbred racing horses. This is the mother and foal statue, which you'll find in Elizabeth Park. So this is Captain John Hunter. He was a ship's captain in the First Fleet and a governor of New South Wales. And one of the things he established was trial by jury. So we're fed and we're settled at Linda's granny's house, and it's a nice evening. It's pretty warm, but not as hot as it could be. So we're going to head out to the airport in a minute and pick up Chloe. She had to come later because she had to work today. Just a half day on Christmas Eve to clean things up. Anyway, there was one thing that we were going to do today on the drive that we didn't get to, which was Burning Mountain. But we decided it might be better to save that for a separate adventure. So look forward to that one soon. In the meantime, stick around the channel, help us share all the sights of Tasmania and beyond. I'll see you next time. Live long and prosper. On a quest to try to find what remains of the barn from the Kent farm.